Hello everyone, and no fancy intro this time for like I usually do in my videos. We're just gonna get right into it. We have some major MCU breaking news that just came out from the Hollywood Reporter today. So I had to get in the shower so I didn't look completely dingy on camera. I mean, I still look a little scruffy, but good enough. And I had to throw on a shirt, and I might not even be wearing pants right now, but let's just get into it. So yeah, this news again came straight from the Hollywood Reporter, and it says Spider-Man 3, Alfred Molina returning as Dr. Octopus. It's all hands on deck as Otto Octavius returns for Spider-Man 3. Alfred Molina is putting the metal arms back on to reprise his role as the villainous Dr. Octopus, sources tell the Hollywood Reporter. Molina turned in a fan favorite performance in Sam Raimi's 2004 sequel Spider-Man 2 as Otto Octavius, a brilliant scientist turned eight-limbed villain who pushed Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to the limits. Molina's involvement in the upcoming Spider-Man movie was first rumored late last month when GWW reported the actor had been spotted on set. So yeah, the article continues to go on, but basically, yeah, it's now officially confirmed from the Hollywood Reporter that, yeah, Alfred Molina is coming back. And then with the news that we got a while back that Jamie Foxx is reprising his role as Electro in the Tom Holland Spider-Man 3, this more or less definitively confirms that, yeah, we are getting a Spider-Verse movie for Spider-Man 3. I mean, we already have the announcement that Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange is going to appear in this movie, and we know that Doctor Strange's movie is called The Multiverse of Madness, which deals with the multiverse, and we know that the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie was very popular, which dealt with the multiverse. And then you have the announcement on the DC side that the Flash movies is going to deal with the multiverse. You have Michael Keaton returning as Batman. You have Ben Affleck returning as Batman. So in that movie, you'll have two Batmans. So right now, the whole multiverse theory is very popular, and it's only really, this tells me it's only a matter of time before they finally announce that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are slated to return as Peter Parker's Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. So then you'll have three Spider-Mans, and then I wouldn't be surprised if they announce that Kirsten Dunst is gonna return as Mary Jane. And so yeah, overall, like, this news is pretty damn exciting because now for the first time you get to see the three different live action versions of Spider-Man interacting together in one movie. And this also kind of makes me feel good for Andrew Garfield, because Andrew Garfield was so excited when he got cast in the role of Spider-Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't really do as well as people had hoped, and it wasn't because of Andrew Garfield. And so now he gets to be able to sink his teeth in the role of Spider-Man once again, and he gets to perhaps redeem himself in the eyes of the audience for his version of Spider-Man. And not only just that, but this is also Tobey Maguire's opportunity. Like, this is his Spider-Man 4, because once upon a time, Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire were supposed to come back to do a Spider-Man 4, but they ended up dropping out because Sony wanted it to come out at a certain time, and Sam Raimi didn't think that he could keep that release date, and so he ended up dropping out. And then that's when we ended up getting the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, because Sony wanted to keep the rights. And so yeah, overall, this news doesn't surprise me, but this news is also both very exciting and also a little concerning, because what happened, what was people's biggest complaints regarding both Spider-Man 3 and even The Amazing Spider-Man 2? They kind of oversaturated it by adding all of these characters. And what are they doing now with Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3? You got Doctor Strange showing up. You have Jamie Foxx's Electro. You have three different versions of Spider-Man, and now you have the announcement that Alfred Molina is coming back. And again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we get announced that Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane is coming back, and other characters from these other Spider-Man properties. So again, you're gonna run into this concept that maybe this Spider-Man movie is again oversaturated. But on the flip side, this is the MCU, and they literally just did Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and talk about an oversaturated movie. But guess what? It worked. It worked very well, to the point that Avengers Endgame is like the highest grossing movie of all time. So if anybody can do an oversaturated superhero movie, it's definitely the MCU. So yeah, this news gets me excited. I'm excited to find out more about this movie and what exactly is going to be the plot going forward. But the thing I will say, and I know I kind of shouldn't feel this way, but I can't help feeling this way. Once this news was announced, and you know, now that we know that we're getting a Spider-Verse movie, part of me kind of feels like, oh, this is another thing that they're taking from Miles Morales and giving to Peter Parker. Because again, I feel like but for the success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Verse, we probably wouldn't even be getting this movie right now. And yes, I understand that the whole concept of Spider-Verse, even in the comics, originated with Peter Parker. And then even in the 90s cartoon, they had a Spider-Verse concept with the Spider-Man Peter Parker. But then on top of that, you have the fact that Peter Parker basically has Miles Morales' best friend. Peter Parker basically goes to the same school that Miles Morales goes. So basically a lot of things that are part of Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker is taken from Miles Morales. And on top of the fact that now you have, when you think of the Into the Spider-Verse, because of the popularity of the movie, it's really, you think about Miles Morales. That's the general concept for major audiences. But now you're getting a live action version of Spider-Verse and it's all about Peter Parker. And there's been no announcement that Miles Morales is coming. So I don't know. Like I said, I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I can't help but feeling like, oh, another thing that could go to Miles that's being given to Peter Parker. But either way, I'm still very curious and very excited to see how they go about even bringing Electro and Dr. Octopus into this world. Because if you remember from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and then even Spider-Man 2, Dr. Octopus died in that movie, and then so did Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now granted, Electro is a way easier fix to say he didn't die, but I feel like Dr. Octopus may be a little bit more complicated. But either way, I'm still excited for this movie. I'm curious to see how it ends up. But the question is, what do you guys think about this news? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you can't hit that thumbs up button and like this video to really help out the channel. And if this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time.